looks like our layout is updating. Ooh, here we go. We're gonna get started in just a couple moments here. Top 6 after this one, so we're losing another... have to see what goes down here in this next round of action. Will Jankmo continue the clean streak? 5 wins so far. It's gonna be exciting to see Jankmo on stream again, and just seeing that, seeing if we can keep that 18 streak alive. Can we get 6 18s in a row? Maybe a sub 18. Hey, that would that would be kind of wild. That'd be kind of wild. It could happen. It could absolutely happen. Pepsi talking some smack in the chat. Maybe gonna get an 18 themselves. Yeah, you know it could happen. Pepsi, it could happen. Let's see it. Now's your time to shine. Larry's gonna be like, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. Gives you a 22. Like, here, take that. Everybody gets 2 cycle Larrys? Hey, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be nice? Just doing some more setup here on the back end of the stream, then we should be getting into the next round of action once we can get everybody's streams up and running. Thank you all for sticking around. It's been a very exciting couple of days so far. And in the chat, hey, what's everybody's favorite chapter? Everybody have a favorite chapter of this game? I'd say mine would probably have to be Dark Hell. I'd have to go with Dark Hell. Maybe Dark Factory close behind. Hell's a great answer. Yep. Light Hell. Got a Light Hell in chat. Okay. Dark Hell is OP. I agree, Pepsi. Wow, lots of Dark Hells. I mean, I don't disagree. Another Dark Hell. We have a Dark Rapture. Nice. Super annoying. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. That's when you start to get into kind of the trolley level that you really see in Dark Cotton. Yeah, totally. Yes, this is really an advertisement for Dark Ending. Everybody should run Dark Ending instead. Nah, 90% is fun though. Like 3x, yeah. Yeah, I can't believe that some people do 5-3x, and that level has always just given me a very hard time. Dark Ending tourney? Hey, we could see it. We could see it. If enough people join. Dark Ending's kind of a big commitment, though. It's a tough category. All right, well, we got some people. We got some people who might be in for a Dark Ending tourney. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, the problem with doing a Dark Ending tourney is that there's just more there's more so you're likely to see like really like, you know, good times like 35s, 36s probably popping up, and then then you'll have people kind of down in like the low to mid 40 range as well. With this one, you can really see kind of, even people who have like a 22-minute time. If a high level runner gets caught with a bad Larry, and just kind of has an off run, like they could conceivably get taken out by that 22-minute runner, right? With dark ending, it's kind of a category where the runner who has like a 42, 43-minute time's pretty likely not going to catch that 36-minute time as easily. It could still happen, but it's less likely to happen. Still dealing with some technical difficulties apparently on stream. Thanks everybody for waiting while we get everything set up. That's out to the SpeedGaming crew, working very closely with us to make this event a possibility. Getting 4 streams running simultaneously is no small feat. Folks are seasoned professionals and great at what they do, so thanks so much for having us on and keeping our community thriving and living and enjoying our time together. We should be getting back into the action in just a couple minutes. Hang tight, everybody. Yeah, I know. Kind of have to wonder, like, some of the other categories are cool, but it's just a question of, like, will you get signups for something like a 90% tournament? $39. I think I had a 39. What was my GDQ dark ending? Was it 39.10? I forget. I grinded dark ending more than I grinded any percent. Back in the day when I was a kid. As I shake my cane at the air. Yeah, 1-person tourney slaughter, that sounds fun. Yeah, any boomers out here? Any speedrunning boomers? Slaughter's 34. Nice, that's a great dark ending time to get. A great dark ending time to shoot for. Boomer in denial. Yeah, I'm desperately holding on to the last years of my 20s at the moment. Just clinging to dear life. But anyways, yes, more people should run dark ending. It's a really wonderful category. Very challenging, and you get a different ending. I think that's just kind of a cool part of running that category. A lot of fun ahead of me. Oh, cool. 30s are better than 20s? Alright. Solid. Great. Things to look forward to. Looks like we're getting an update from SpeedGaming crew. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. All right, we got people looking at it right now, just trying to figure out what's going on. The SpeedGaming crew is working on it. We've had 3 people in the chat, just kind of trying to sort things out at the moment. So it is in motion, even though it doesn't look like it. So just hang tight, everybody. We will be getting back into the action soon. I'd say I'm going to encourage the runners to maybe just do some practice for a couple while we set things up. Oh yeah, Late Dog being the 106 world record holder. Yeah, that's I was around, I think, during like the tail end of Late Dog's like streaming activity. Um, I want to say, and then I think he came back briefly a few years ago, and looked like he was going to start doing runs again, and then I think kind of stopped. But yeah, Late Dog's 106 grind was very exciting to watch, and just a great ILer too. Just had so many, still has a lot of, I think, records in the game. Late Dog is an IL monster for sure. Yep. So while we're waiting, just have a couple of runners doing a little bit of practice here just to keep hands warm. So you'll see some activity, but it's not the race happening yet. Just people getting some time in with the game before we get back into the action. Yes, my hands are plenty warm. My hands are plenty warm. I just get to talk. I don't even have to play. I don't even have to touch a controller or keyboard. It's wonderful. I love this gig. No pressure. Just get to chat about what I'm seeing. Pretty good deal. I would like to do a tourney at some point. I'd like to participate in one of these, maybe in the future, if we can get somebody to do commentary and leaderboard management. I could join. I think it'd be fun. I would just shoot for like top 8 or something. I would not expect to win. But yeah, I'd love to partake at some point. Dark Ending tournament. Yeah, we're seeing rumblings of that. We do see people interested in chat for a Dark Ending tournament. I'd be into that for sure. It's just a question of how many people are seriously going to do it. But hey, if that gets more people running Dark Ending, then sick. Alright, looks like we have resolved the issue. And we should be getting back into it shortly. Not a good commentator. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have tournament organization practice, we can chat. Alright gang, it looks like we are gonna actually get into the action here soon. Dark Forest is a good one. I think people get tired of running it if you do Dark Ending or 106 because you just see it all the time. Yes, all the Dark chapters I think are fantastic, with the exception of maybe Dark Cotton. Dark Cotton's just kind of mean. Just kind of a mean one. Yes, we do have Jankmo, Silver, Crew, and Bree on stream next, the 4 runners we didn't see in the top 8 last time. So I'm glad that we get to see everybody at least once today. Nice when it works out like that. Oh boy, here we go. All right, round 6. Good luck to all the runners. We have a top 7, 3 runners off stream who we unfortunately won't be able to see, but we will see, over half of the action, which is kind of awesome. And obviously, as we continue to eliminate, we're going to see more and more of it. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for the wait, gang. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Let's go. We have Let's Go Bree in the chat. I'm rooting for all of them. Kind of me to Super Meat Boy made of. The lore is that Super Meat Boy is just a human born without skin. Which is kind of disturbing, but that's the lore anyways. That's what the developer said. Alright, here we go. Race is in progress on race time. I think we're going to be seeing some action in just a second here. Everybody making sure they have a clear save. Here we go. Round 6 of the Any Percent Knockout Tournament. We're getting up to the cream of the crop of this bracket here. So we have the top 2 seeds at the moment on the top of the screen, Jankmo and silversnake. And then Crew, I think, actually finishing second in that last one. Still, definitely a contender to be watching here. And bree12am as well, also doing pretty big things in this Any Percent category recently, getting a 1929. For reference, world record is a 1727 by Mate. Vorpal also has a 1727, but I think it's like a few frames slower. So 1727 is the world record. We're not going to see any world records getting broken because that category is just ridiculously optimized, and you're going to see a lot of runners going for tournament-safe strats, I think, here, for the most part. But Jankmo does lead the pack in the PB, the PB game here. Jankmo has a 17.3. Just a few runners have sub-18s at the moment. I think there's 8 at the moment altogether, so Jankmo is definitely up there. silversnake has an 18 2x for a PB. Crew, I want to say, just got a 19 flat, I think. And then Bree has a 1929. So these runners are, in terms of PB separation, all about a minute and a half separating these 4. So it could go to any of these runners, this race that we see on stream. Lots of cheering for Bree going on. In the chat, very exciting stuff. Yep, Bree, I think the newest of the runners that we're seeing on stream this round. She, I want to say, started maybe 1 to 2 years ago. Jankmo also similarly kind of a recent addition to our community. I want to say started maybe back in 2018, something like that. So kind of some older faces and some newer faces. Again, silversnake, French runner, and Crew, another French runner. silversnake was really active with this game back in, I want to say, 2013, 2015. And then Crew's been around. There we go. Okay. We're good. All right, so where do things stand at the moment? As we go into hospital here, obviously, again, not too much drama happening in the first chapter. We're really just seeing players move from left to right. And getting to Bandage Girl, really nothing too big to see in the first chapter. It's the tutorial chapter. This is where we'll start to see maybe a clear runner start to emerge as the one in front. Jankmo and Silver have a pretty nice sync going right now, going into 2-9. That's pretty nice to look at. Look at that sync, wow. Wow, look at that. It's like a ballet. Again, silversnake has not been so active in recent years, but tends to show up for big events like this. And and tends to take them pretty seriously. So I think we'll see some good placements from Silver today. Jankmo has been a very consistent runner at a high level for a while now. So so I think that the kind of recency of Jankmo's play might play kind of a big factor in his success today. But Silver could have some surprises. We could see maybe. I would not be surprised if we saw a sub-19 from Silver today. And we could even see it from runners like Crew and Bree. I think both of those runners definitely have potential to get times down that low today. So it'll be really exciting to see how everybody does. Looks like we have two races emerging right now. We have Jank and Silver up top, really close together, and then we have another sync going down on bottom, Crew and Bree on 215. Bree unfortunately taking a death, so Crew's going to actually jump out ahead a little bit here, kind of shaking things up a tiny bit, but Jank and Silver both heading into Chad, see if they get the Chad skip here. I expect both of these runners will get it, but failures on this boss do happen sometimes. Sometimes you might just see a random long death, or you might see them not get the cycle skip. But they both get it without an issue. Jumping off the key blocks here, yeah, no problem for either of these runners. Good work so far. And let's see what happens next. We have Crew and Bree also on Chad. So really not too much time separating these four runners so far. It's looking pretty good. Oh, Bree gets a scary misstep here on Chad, but actually recovers really nicely. Bree has a great recovery on Chad and gets to the finish line. That's pretty scary when you bonk against the wall like that. It can lead to an unfortunate death. But Bree kind of handles it really nicely and gets to the boss, gets to the finish line without issue. GG's. Alright, so it's looking, again, really close between Silver and Jank. They're both on 3-3 right now. This is where we start to see the conveyors and elevators come into play. And really tricky levels here. We'll see a couple of hard skips that I'm sure at least Jankmo's going to go for. We'll probably see Silver go for things like mono skip and 318 as well. And we'll see what happens with gap skip too. Let's watch Jankmo's screen for a second, see if he goes for mind the gap with the pause strat. No, plays it safe and just opts to, yeah, he's going to definitely play it safe there. Would have died. I don't think he would have made it to the last elevator there. So goes back to the third elevator, gets the lift there, and then goes to the finish. A little bit of a mistake there, but again, still holding on to a slight lead over Silver, who I also don't think nailed the gap skip there. Let's see what Crew does. Crew's going for it, but does not get the zip, and dies actually. Oof. Alright, that happens. Crew going for it again. And unfortunately is going to also take the third elevator here. Ideally what happens is you go straight from the second to the fourth elevator. That is the optimal play, but sometimes you might have to fall back and take the third elevator instead. So, it happens. Not a huge deal, but it does cost a couple seconds. Okay. And let's see what we're looking at here. We have Jankmo and Silver. Still neck and neck, the two of these guys. Let's see what they do on mono here. Both are likely going to go for mono skip, unless they don't feel confident in how they got to that point for the skip, but both of them looks like, oh, Silver, no! Silver dies on mono! That's a huge opening for Jankmo. And Jankmo's going to capitalize on that. Silver really can't afford too many mistakes like that if he wants to have a chance against Jank. Well, very well played. Good recovery from Silver there. Does get out of 316 mono without too much of an issue after that death, and does get 318 skip as well, so that's huge as well. Great, good recovery from Silver there. Bree's opting to take the platform on mono. Yep, good move. I think it's kind of a smart decision for in a lot of cases here, because if you mess up mono skip, it's like a good 6 or 7 seconds that are lost. So you want to play it safe there. Let's see how Bree does on 318. Does get the top route, yep. So if you don't get the top route, you have to wait another 6 seconds for the rest of those lock blocks to disappear. So it's pretty important that you get that, and Bree got it without issue. And pretty close between Crew and Bree right now as we're going into Brownie Skip. Crew gets Brownie Skip, so again, we're going off screen, inputting a sprint jump against this invisible wall that we can't see. Trying not to hit a salt pillar to the right, and then we kind of are able to skip the entire Brownie boss fight by climbing up that wall on the right, which we just saw Crew and Bree do. Awesome. Alright, so here we go. We're moving into Hell now. We're likely to see some of these runners go for Hex Skip. Let's see what Silver does. Silver's not going for Hex. Okay. And I missed what Jankmo did. Jankmo might not have gone for it. Jankmo going for double rickets? Oh, and gets the first part of the strat. That's nuts. Alright. Jankmo is nuts. Jankmo's really just kind of going for everything. That's awesome. Alright, but yeah, double rickets, really hard strat. You see Silver doing that level now. What you can do is you can go over the saws, instead of waiting for them to kind of go, and then running along the platform there. So Jankmo did try to go for the fast strat there, but did not quite get it. Pretty wild to see somebody going for rickets in a tournament setting, but Jankmo I think is feeling pretty confident. Again, really has been playing very consistently throughout this tournament so far, so like why not, you know? Might as well push and see if you can get it. Alright, and again, we do have 3 other runners off stream right now. We have, oh my gosh, who do we have? We have Owning Death, we have Killing Pepsi, and we have Crucrux97 off stream. So they're racing as well. We'll check in on the standings at the end and see how everybody did. I'll be able to report out times for you all as well. Okay, and it's looking pretty good so far for Jankmo, opening up a slight lead here over silversnake. As Jank goes into 415, Silver on 413, just a couple levels behind, but you know, I think once Jank gets a lead, you know, it's not unreasonable to think that he's going to continue expanding it because his play has just been very consistent throughout this tournament. Silver doing very well though to kind of tail Jankmo pretty closely, and we saw that in yesterday's match that we saw with the two of them as well. Silver was very close to Jankmo for most of the race, so they're going to be two to watch, I think, and see if, you know, can Silver overtake Jankmo and get some of these top spots here. Jankmo is 5 for 5 in wins so far, so definitely a clear favorite in the early part of the tournament here. See how Crew and Bree are doing. Crew finishing up these last few levels of Hell as well as Bree. Crew's about a level or so ahead of Bree at the moment. Bree playing it nice and safe on 414. There's a couple of laser skips you can do there, but Bree's strat was perfectly workable there, right? Just kind of taking your time, kind of bumping up against the walls there so that you can wait for the lasers to do their thing, and then you can kind of jump over them. Great stuff. Great stuff from Bree. Very consistent play so far from Bree. Not too many big deaths from either Crew or Bree at the moment. Ooh, got a juggle going on from Crew, juggling the 419 Maws there. That was pretty awesome. GG's Crew. We're seeing some swag come out here in Hell. Jankmo going for rickets and Crew going for the 419 juggle. That was fun. Good stuff. That was pretty good. Good job, Crew. Yeah, some 419 juggle action. That was great. Alright, Jankmo first into Rapture here. Jankmo's gonna go for the 5-1 route, almost certainly, yeah. Yep. And let's see if Jankmo gets a... Oh, Jankmo dying on 5-1. Not, you know, not a big deal. There's still plenty of wiggle room in terms of his lead at the moment. This will be interesting to see what happens here with Larry, and also you know, can Jankmo just hold on with you know, with strat consistency? Jankmo is showing that he's warm, right? Like he's warmed up and he's ready to keep winning. So somebody's got to step up and try to kick him down to the number 2 spot in one of these races. Silver again, not super far behind, right? We're just looking at maybe 15 or maybe 20 seconds of difference between the two at the moment. As Bree and Crew wrap up Hell, and they're going to be jumping into the start of Rapture as well. We'll see how Crew does with 5-1. Not getting the ideal drop here, so it does a couple of extra jumps against the wall there. And dies to a saw, oh no. Bree opting for the 5-2 route, so opting not to do 5-1. The white flash that you see at the start of the screen, again, left over from the previous boss, it's a little bit easier to go for the 5-2 start because you know, all you have to do is basically run and jump. 5-1 has a more precise jump that you have to do at the start with the white flash. It's a little bit easier to die to that. So 5-2 is usually the easier approach. And so we saw Bree going for that safer approach and not dying as a result. Of course, the route is a couple seconds slower, so Bree will have a slight disadvantage there, but obviously with Crew dying on 5-1, it kind of worked out in Bree's advantage there. Okay. And looking up at the top of the screen here, again, just about a level or so separating Jankmo and Silver. If Jankmo gets stuck on one of these levels, Silver could have an opening here potentially. Jankmo is playing quite strong at the moment as we move through these Abomination levels. The Abominations look like they're cooperating for both Jankmo and Silver. You just don't want to see them jumping into you, basically, because sometimes they can just decide to jump when you least expect it. Okay, and now we see Bree going for the kind of auto-scrollery level on 5-8, which again is that kind of level that's a couple seconds slower than opting to do the 5-1 level, but again, worked out in Bree's advantage, so actually GG's to Bree for going for that route instead. Okay, now Silver's doing 5 for 13 here, which is a pretty tough one. These disappearing and reappearing platforms are a little bit funky in terms of kind of how you can clip through them when they're reappearing. So just a little bit janky, a little bit tough to get used to, but Silver gets through it no problem, even though it wasn't necessarily optimal play. Just not dying on 5-13 can sometimes be good enough. Jankmo looks like he's going to be the first one into Larry. Crew is going for some pretty cool swag strats, I think, here and there. And we did see Jankmo stream freeze, but hopefully we'll get that back up and running in a second. Alright, then we have Jankmo and Larry here. Will Jankmo get good Larry luck? And will this be Silver's chance to finally overtake Jank? We're at 3 cycles for Jankmo so far. Nice sync going on the bottom between Crew and Bree. Wow. Pretty close between Crew and Bree. Good Larry for Jankmo. I think that was like a 5 or a 6 cycle. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Let's see how Silver does. Oh, okay. One more head to jump for Silver. And Silver also has a pretty good Larry. Wow, the Larrys have been pretty favorable to these top-seeded runners thus far. This could be absolutely another 18 for Jankmo, and we'll be interested to see how Silver does too here as we move into the end. Jankmo looks like he's holding on here. Very consistent player. We could potentially see a death here depending on what strats he goes for. Is he gonna go for something riskier because he's feeling pretty good? We'll see what happens. These look like pretty standard kind of top level strats so far. Nothing really too over the top or fancy. Pretty traditional 6-3. Let's see what he does with 6-4. Going for the undersaw route. Yep, and gets it no problem. Oh, actually pretty good play there. Does get stuck on the wall, which is gonna throw him off cycle a little bit. But I think he knows what to do here. Yeah, he's just gonna auto jump and we're good. We're chilling. We are chilling. Now we have Omega. See how Jankmo gets keyless. Probably gonna see a very fast keyless setup from Jankmo. Very clean play. So barring some catastrophe in the final boss fight, it looks like Jankmo might be 6 for 6 and win so far, which is a very commanding performance thus far for Jankmo. Will somebody... Now the narrative's emerging, like, will somebody overtake Jankmo in one of these races? We have yet to see it, but I think there's still a distinct possibility that it could happen. Will it be Silver? Will it be Crew? Will it be Bree? Will it be one of the other runners off stream? I don't know. I'm excited to see kind of how this continues to play out. Will Jankmo hold on to this streak? This really, really impressive streak that's going on. Yeah, lots of runners nailing keyless here. Bree looks like Bree's having kind of a hard time on 6-3. Let's see what happens with Bree here. Can Bree just hold on here? Oh no, another death on 6-3. You don't like to see multiple deaths on end because, yeah, you start to just kind of get a little bit stuck. Like, what am I doing? I feel like my muscle memory's wrong. Yeah, oh no, Bree, you can do this. Come on, hang in there. Oh no. 5 deaths on 6-3s is kind of rough, but again, like, it can happen, like, where you just, like, completely feel like you forget. Like, how do I do this level that I've done, like, hundreds of times, right? Oh man, but that's okay. Bree hanging in there and does clear 6-3. All right, we'll see what happens here. Get standings in a second. Jankmo does win on stream here. Looking like 6 for 6 unless we saw somebody get the W off stream. Let's take a look at standings so far. No spoilers, obviously. Jankmo finishing with an 1826. Silver getting an 1845. That might be Silver's first 18 of the tournament so far. Silver with an 1845. Very impressive show from both of those runners getting sub-19s. That's remarkable stuff. That is remarkable stuff. So those are the top two finishers this round. Jankmo going 6 for 6 in the wins thus far, as we have some of these other runners starting to finish up here. People we still have waiting to wrap up off stream. We're still waiting for results from Chris, Owning Death, and Pepsi at the moment. So we'll get those results in with you shortly. GG's to Jankmo and Silver. What a great race between those two. Silver really kind of tailing Jankmo again, like we saw yesterday. Really just maybe 1 or 2 levels behind for most of that race. So Silver, I think, is going to be, definitely a contender against Jankmo here. I would not count Silver Snake out, right? With a worse Larry or something like that, Silver could have totally won that completely. Wow, GG's Jankmo getting a sub 1830. Just the consistency that we're seeing from Jankmo this tournament is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I mean, we saw an 18-0x in the last race. Like, Jankmo's just popping off right now. Really exciting to see. And then we have Crew getting a sub 20 with a 1950. We have other runners finishing up as well. We'll report those in soon. As we see Bree finishing up as well. Will Bree hold on? It looks like Bree's going to hold on here, and Bree finishes up with a 2030. So all 4 runners that we saw on stream getting top 4 that round. Owning Death, killing Pepsi and Chris off stream. Owning Death finishing with a 2036, advancing to the top 6, as well as killing Pepsi, getting a 2105. Progressing to top 6 as well. Unfortunately, we are saying goodbye to Chris S97, finishing 7th with a 2116, just 10 seconds away from Pepsi. But GG's to Chris making it to top 7. That is over the 50th percentile, right? We started with 15 runners, so GG's to Chris. Very consistent play. It was a pleasure to see him on stream a couple of times as well. GG's. All right, we have our top 6, folks. We have our top 6 squared away. We have Jankmo, Silver, Crew, Bree, Owning, and Pepsi remaining. And we'll probably get right into the next round in just a couple minutes. Now that we're down to the last few runners, we're probably just going to keep things moving. We might take a break, a couple more races in just for a few to give everybody a chance to stretch their hands, etc. Because this is a lot of Meat Boy action. But we are going to keep things moving. Silver getting the second best time of all time in Silver Snake's fabled history with this game. That is remarkable. 18-4x from Silver Snake in the tournament. This is what I love about this format. You just see some really awesome GG's to Silver. That is really awesome. All right, we'll get results over to Girlham. We'll update leaderboards momentarily. Hang tight, everybody. Hey, GG's, Chris. GG's. Very well played, getting to top 7. Do you win anything? The pride of being the any percent knockout tournament winner. That's the pride. That's the grand prize. You get a Larry keyring, yeah. There you go. You get a t-shirt that says, I won the Super Meat Boy any percent knockout tournament. And all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I'm gonna turn my gain up a little bit. I think I'm dropping out every once in a while. Can you hear me now? How about now? Sounds good. Awesome. All right, everybody, we are getting the next group up. I don't know if Meat Boy socks sound cozy. They sound kind of squishy. I think I would avoid Meat Boy socks. All right, leaderboards are updated. If anybody's curious about where things stand, you can go over to the SMBKO command and check out what is poppin'. We do this tournament every 6 months. Every 6 months. All right, we're just waiting for a layout update, and then I think we're going to get into top 6. And while we're waiting for this next round to start, favorite characters? Any favorite characters in the chat from this game? I would probably have to go with, if I'm choosing somebody other than Meat Boy, I would probably have to go with Ogmo. All of them. Jill's pretty cool. Yeah, Nija. Meat Ninja and Steve because of the clips, yeah. Pretty cool clips that you can do with those characters. Ogmo's just fun, right? I like the double jump action. He's like a clunkier kid, right? Kid's pretty fun too. I like the way that Kid controls. And obviously the Kid Warp Zone's the best one in the game, so I think those would be my two picks, Ogmo and Kid. Headcrab too. I don't know, Headcrab's a pretty underrated character, in my humble opinion.